Imagine this, thousands of miles from your front door the Pacific Ocean shifts by just a few degrees. Not much, you might think. After all, what difference could a slight warming or cooling of water make, so far away from where you live? But that small change can tip the balance of weather across the globe. Scientists track these shifts in real time, watching as the ocean changes the world we know. The Pacific's influence is constant, yet its effects are always evolving. The question is not whether the Pacific will change. The question is, how will it change us? Now, picture the world's largest ocean growing strangely warm. Heat wells up, pushing across the Pacific from west to east. This is El Niño, a Spanish name meaning the boy, given by fishermen who first noticed the waters warming near Christmas. El Niño begins beneath the surface. Trade winds, which usually sweep warm water west, weaken or even reverse. Warm water surges toward South America. The ocean becomes smooth, hot, and eerily quiet. The very heart of the Pacific sizzles. Clouds build over this patch of warmth. Storms gather strength. The atmosphere above responds, feeding on the energy below, and weather patterns begin to shift in both subtle and dramatic ways. Rains fall where deserts once baked. Droughts, floods, and storms ripple outward, touching continents far from the Pacific's edge. Why does the Pacific matter so much? It covers a third of the planet. It is a vast engine, storing more heat than any other place on Earth. This heat is not just numbers on a thermometer, it is the fuel for wind, rain, and storms. When the Pacific warms, it pumps moisture into the air. Winds change course, storms gather or fade. The ocean's temperature rising or falling by only a few degrees can mean the difference between a season of plenty and a year of disaster for millions. El Niño changes everything for America. Winter turns wet and stormy in California. The southern states, from Texas to Florida, brace for pounding rain and rare cold snaps. Meanwhile, the Pacific Northwest grows drier, its forests thirsty and vulnerable. Tornadoes may quiet down in spring, offering a rare calm to the Midwest. While hurricanes find new paths, their tracks shift unpredictably across the Atlantic. Cities can flood in days, and yet, in the middle of this chaos, some regions are spared, left dry while others drown. The patchwork of drought and flood is a reminder of El Niño's unpredictability. This is the age of El Niño, wild, unpredictable, and unforgettable. But beware, El Niño is not a promise. It is a gambler, shifting the odds but never fixing the outcome. Meteorologists warn that while El Niño makes storms more likely, it does not guarantee them. The Pacific stacks the deck, but the cards can still fall in unexpected ways. Some winters, El Niño brings record rain. Other years, the effect is muted, a whisper, not a shout. In one town, fields may flood. In the next, they stay stubbornly dry. The only certainty is uncertainty itself. Every cloud, every gust of wind, could mean change. The Pacific may favor storms, but local winds, mountains and lakes all play their part. El Niño is not a master, but a mischievous influence, one that tests our patience and our understanding of nature. El Niño's touch does not stop with rain and snow. It can silence the Atlantic, where hurricanes are born. Warm air and strong winds high above the ocean tear apart hurricane clouds, leaving the Atlantic strangely quiet. Fewer storms threaten the Caribbean and the United States East Coast, but in the Pacific, the story flips. Here, hurricanes, called typhoons, grow fierce and frequent. Warm waters fuel their rage. Islands brace for impact. The balance of quiet and chaos tips from one ocean to the next. A single El Niño season can mean disaster for Asia, but relief for America's Atlantic coast. The world watches, waits, and wonders where the next great storm will strike. This too is El Niño's power, to spare one land and batter another. If El Niño is fire, La Niña is ice. Now imagine the Pacific cooling, deep, blue, and bracing. Instead of warmth spreading east, cool water wells up from the ocean's depths, drawn by strong winds that rush across the surface. This is upwelling, a force that brings cold, nutrient-rich water to the surface. La Niña means the girl in Spanish, but her influence is anything but gentle. She strengthens the trade winds, pushing warm water even farther west. The Pacific's heart grows cool and calm, but the rest of the world is anything but. The clouds shift, the storms move, South America dries out, while Asia and Australia brace for floods. Where El Niño brings fire, La Niña brings drought, or deluge. In America, La Niña brings a different set of dangers. The Northwest and Midwest grow wet and stormy, but the South, Texas, California, Florida, faces dry skies and scorching heat. Wildfires spark, racing across hills and valleys, crops wither in the fields, and towns ration water. Meanwhile, in the north and northeast, blizzards may strike with sudden fury. The weather map becomes a patchwork flood in one place, drought in another. La Niña is the architect of extremes. She can turn a gentle spring into a season of flames, or a mild autumn into a battle against blizzards. What happens in the Pacific does not stay in the Pacific. Like a pebble dropped in a pond, waves ripple outward. Scientists call this a teleconnection, an invisible thread tying distant weather together. A warm patch of water off Peru can mean floods in China, drought in Africa, or heat waves in Europe. The sky is a global web, spun from wind, water, and heat. Every shift in the Pacific tugs at this web, setting off waves of change that travel the world. To understand El Niño or La Niña is to see the world as one. No city, country, or continent is truly alone. How do we know when these giants stir? Scientists watch the Pacific. Satellites soar above, scanning the ocean's skin for warmth or chill. Ships, planes, and even underwater robots gather data from the deep. Each change is caught, measured, and sent back to shore. Supercomputers sift through mountains of information, searching for the first signs of El Niño or La Niña. Still, for all our technology, the weather is a dance we cannot fully predict. El Niño and La Niña shift the odds, but do not write the script. Local winds, mountains, forests, and oceans all play their part. No 2 years are ever the same. A strong El Niño might bring floods one winter and peace the next. La Niña could unleash drought or surprise us with green fields and gentle rains. The Pacific sets the stage, but countless actors shape the play. We watch, we wait, we prepare, but we can never be certain. The weather remains wild, mysterious, and free. It is this uncertainty that makes the story of El Niño and La Niña so endlessly compelling. Stand back for a moment and see the world whole. The Pacific stirs, and the clouds obey. A river dries, and a forest burns. On the other side of the globe, rain falls on fields that once thirsted for water. All is connected. Oceans, winds, forests, people. El Niño and La Niña are not just weather patterns, they are reminders that our planet is a single living system. The story of our weather is the story of connection, wonder, and the dance of life itself. If you enjoyed discovering the science behind these incredible weather phenomena, hit that like button, it really helps the channel. And if you want to keep exploring the amazing forces of nature, weather, and our planet, subscribe to Life in Nature Matters and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Stay safe, stay curious, and keep looking up.